And good morning. Hey, I got a lot done, so I figured I'd make a new video. And what you're looking at right now is one of my Frankenstein fenders. What I did was, since I had to move the way the fender was constructed, I had to rebuild the whole thing and move it out. And you can see I've where all the blue pieces are is where I've reconstructed it. That's the passenger side, and up here is the driver's side, which I'm still constructing, but that one's coming together nicely. But here's what you're really wanting to come see. And there is the truck. I'm finally getting the bed put in, and it took a long time and a lot of work. It's not done, but it's close enough now where I can actually say I have a bed in the truck. I painted it a little bit. It's not perfect because since this is only temporary, got to take it and get it made into metal. I'm not going to make this a long video because I just wanted to show you what I did. And there's the deck tailgate. I got to cut these things off, so unfortunately right now I'm using my extension cord to charge my car. The battery went dead, and that's what the tailgate is starting to look like. I've got to put the skin on it. Right now it's just the bare bones for the outside. The inside's done, but the outside's still got to get done, so I'm working on it slowly. I see now. Yeah, I gotta play with it some more. It's not quite done, but it's getting there. Like I said, with the white paint on it, it actually looks like a bed, and you can see the drop-ins now. And those are where the speakers are going to go in. I took the speakers out of the back and put those in that panel there, so gotta wait for the paint to dry a little bit. And turns out I'm going to have to do something with the top. When I tried to drop the top now with these rails in, the top will not sit flush. So I'm thinking, you know, it's funny, I went through all this work to get this back rail in. I'm thinking now I'm going to remove it all together. And I know that's going to I don't know what that's going to do for it, but I know it's going to make the top funny, and we'll have to deal with that. But to get the top to drop all the way, I got to do something because it's sitting up in the air now. And that's what the inside of I got a rug. Since this was all gray, now I'm going to make it black. I've got black rug. I'm going to put a black rug in here and black interior, and I got to finish putting the dashboard all together. So, a lot to do. But I want to get this wooden thing made into metal first before I start doing the finish work. I figure send it to the metal shop and let them do their magic. Oh, I am so happy that I'm this close to getting done. I still got to do a few more adjustments, and a little more cutting, a little more. I gotta do a little more. That's what I keep thinking. I gotta do a little more, and it turns out every time I turn around it's a lot more. Since that's going to be a drop-in now, I figure I don't need that hole there. But I don't feel like me cutting a new piece for that because I glued in all the wood in there for the drop-ins. I'll just let them know not to make that hole I'm focusing on right at the moment in the floor. Yeah, doing the drop-ins was a good idea. This is actually revision 3 for this floor. I recut it again because after I put in the rubber, feet to, you really can't see them. I'd have to lift up, and since that's all freshly painted, I don't want to start messing with it. But I put half-inch rubber feet underneath the bed, between the bed and the body. for sound deadening. So now when they make this in the metal, after they get done, it should not make a lot of noise because the rubber between the bed itself and the body should keep all the noise out. And I'm doing so much adjusting here. It's every time I turn around. I thought I had this one, I cut it the same size as the other side, but for some reason I cut both sides the same, but this one is like a ½ inch, is like a 1.5 inches lower for some reason than the other side, and I'm not really sure why at the moment. I'm kind of looking at it and trying to figure out what's different between the two sides. And now I realize that that rail there can go all the way up into this this thing. So now I've got to recut both sides anyway to bring this piece all the way up into here. So I've still got to take the darn thing apart and do some more work to it. It's almost done. I'm almost ready to send this to the metal shop. Basically, the last things I got to do is just get the tailgate so it closes up into the body, and fix it so it's nice and flush, so it looks like that car there. I want to, like I said, I'm trying to get this car to look like the regular convertible. So I want the tail end to look as close to the regular tail end as possible. It's not going to look exactly like because of the fact that I had to cut open the back for the truck bed, but it'll hopefully when I get done it's going to look fairly close. I still got most of the body lines still intact, and I've got rebuilding the fenders was a lovely project. When I came out and dry fitted the passenger side one, it worked fairly well because I couldn't move where the gas flap was. That's kind of in place. I don't know, maybe I could move it, but I didn't want to mess with it. I figured I'd just leave the gas flap whatever it was. The thing was, when I tried to put the tail lights on, that thing, that canister there for the fuel, popped the tail light out. So I had no choice. I had to move the tail light out and up a bit, so that it's basically what it's doing is where that gap is between the gas fill and that canister is where the tail light fits in. So now I've got it set up right, but the thing is, it's where the bolts into the body is all cockeyed, so I'm gonna have to play with that some. I'm happy. I think it's coming together well. It looks like a truck, which is what was my goal. And why is this thing going out of focus now? It does that every so often. Okay, that's better. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Like this. Tell me what you think. I spent 4 months on this of my life on this lovely piece of machinery. It'd be nice to hear some feedback on it. Now that I'm almost done, of course, once the metal shop gets to it, they're going to take it all apart, and it's going to go back to being an empty car again, because they're going to take all this out and refabricate everything. But for now, almost thinking the wood would leave it wood, but I'd really rather have it metal. It's kind of like, the wood is nice. It looks kind of cool, but if you try to throw anything in there to transport it, to use it as a truck, that wood would just break up into little bitty pieces. So definitely needs to be made into wood, or else never used as a truck. You've got two choices, and that kind of makes it seem kind of silly. All right, thanks so much for watching and listening, and like I said, please let me know what you think, and comments, and like it and or dislike it, whichever way you want to go with it, and you know, just tell me what's going on. Thank you so much, and talk to you later. Bye bye.